Hello and welcome back to LittleBigArt Studios Creatething. So today I'm going to try and make it a little bit of a shorter episode than last time, but I'm going to try and add in the blanket material that would kill your character, or reset your character. Kill perhaps is a bit of a strong word. So I was looking at this and thinking perhaps do something like this. Also, thanks a lot for the support on the first episode. And if you stuck with me right to the end, then thanks a lot. That really does mean a lot to me. So I will obviously have certain areas where, it'll just be this, and then there'll be other things like rocks and that sort of thing. But we'll get to talking about paths and that sort of thing. Right, so hopefully this material is not going to go through anything. Right. So if I try and make it so that this background, because this is background, so it doesn't really have to be solid, it doesn't really matter, just makes it easier for creating purposes for it to be solid until I want that. Yeah, that's fine, so it can be. So now, okay, it's still not letting it come through, so I know what's stopping it, so let's I might not need to do that. It will be, that will be in the way because you can't put, no, it does seem to be something in there. Let's try bring it down like this then. So make it smaller and open it out again and see if that helps. No. Okay, so this doesn't behave like the water material, so perhaps it might be an idea to have something like the water material. Ah, no, it is going through now. Okay, well, that's good. That's kind of what we want. So look, we've got that effect on the top of the, and then we can start putting stuff into that, and that will give us the overall water effect that we are going for, especially in this area. Obviously add foliage and more stuff like that, make it look a bit more interesting for players. As I say, as I mentioned in the first episode, we're going for a fantasy style look in this particular level. I am actually mapping out another level in cardboard at the moment, and I'm kind of doing that as a side project, but that might be interesting to show you guys. So look, so we've got that as the blanket material. At the moment I think Sackboy can walk through it. Let's have a look. Oh no, he can walk on it, but we want to make it so he can actually fall into it. Oh, he just falls through. But what we want to do is actually slow him down and make him, well, I suppose kind of have a drowning effect. And this is something I've been doing quite a lot of, and it's easily achieved. We put all in contact, includes touching, so when it touches the broadcast chip activates. I use a similar thing I think in the Songbird demo. So what we do now is, well, we want to slow Sackboy down once he hits it. So we put anti-gravity, so that kind of gives a float, and we put a mover, so he's moving. See, this is really simple logic, but so -3, let's slow down fairly slowly, but not, and and you can fiddle with these numbers just to get it perfectly right. I'm just showing you for a quick example here, and then we get the kill tweaker, and we want, you can have confetti, but in this instance we'll go for drowning. But we also want, we don't want it to happen straight away, so we put a timer on and give it say a 1 second. So now, not happening because he's not coming into contact with it. Something fell down then, I don't know what that was. Ah, I know where that's come from. That was the floor out the doorway. Yeah, always look out for stuff like that. Okay, so that's not entirely working. So we need something it will definitely hit, but it needs to be able to pass through it, and Sackboy won't pass through that at the moment. So we just get a sticker panel, making it the length we need it to be, which is that wide, and just draw that out. A real easy way to do large areas. I tend to make them green so that I know their gameplay, so they're essential. Make it invisible, of course, by making it translucent. Now, take your broadcast chip and apply it to there. And overlay. So now, not working. We may have to readjust this then. Put it back on all touching and tell it Sackboy. So let's try now. Not working. How frustrating. What might be another way of doing it then? Change that to another material that we definitely know Sackboy can pass through. I've never used the floaty material for this, but let's try it. I'll make it a similar orange. Perfect. So when he falls in, yeah, we get that effect. And it takes a little bit of time, so perhaps we want 0.5. Excellent, so that's exactly what the effect we're after. Now we can start adding columns and platforms for Sackboy to run across, now that we have the peril. And yeah, using the floating material, we'll put a little bit of pressure on the thermo, but we've got plenty to play with at the moment. As you can see, the dynamic thermo's got a lot of range to play with there. So we'll get to mapping out the make sure it all lines up. Is this my floaty material? Yeah, floaty fluid, it's not lining up. Yeah, make sure it lines up on the ends there. So yeah, next time we'll get to create the actual platforms, the path that Sackboy will take throughout the level, and put a bit more detail into this area. You can sort of see how we start building it up to be a real level, but I think we'll just go for mapping it out first of all, get some rough idea of what we're going to look at, breaks in areas and how to do individual screens, even with something like as open as this, as a foliage and that. And this is quite simple to do, or I find it simple to do, but once you see how I do it, then hopefully that will help you in future creation. And so enjoy creating. I've been McQueen, this has been LittleBigArt Studios Creatething, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching, bye bye.